Upon reviewing the video of the 3 applicants, first we'll start with Anita. For her interview, it seemed to be more of a situational interview where the questions were directed to how she would handle situations, and from her replies, she was very indirect. She did not answer any of the questions that were posed to her. She went on about how adult learning instead of the questions of how she would handle situations during her training. I would not pick her as a candidate. The second one was Paul. I believe his interview to be more of a behavioral interview, a lot of questions of how he worked with others and so forth. During his interview, he was very laid back, wasn't really professional during the interview, had to have more of a non-caring attitude during the interview. Pretty much was like, yeah, he quit, didn't want to work with other people, which speaks on his character and also gives insight on kind of his personality and if that's who you want to work in the position. Him I would also not pick. And then on the third candidate, which is George, I believe that was more of a biographical interview where it was combined of situational and behavior interview. And I like this interview because he was more direct and he was formal in his answers. He answered all the questions that were posed to him. He explained his job history as to why he was only at one job for 6 months. He explained that he felt that he didn't fill the position properly because he didn't have the skill set that the job wanted and the employers were looking for. With his interview, it just shows that he's willing to make that connection with the job and he's willing to acknowledge that if the connection's not there to move forward. So that gives a lot about his character and what he can bring forth to this position that he's about to fill. But I really like his directness. He was fully focused on the interview that was going on, and he wasn't distracted. He didn't have a non-caring attitude. He pretty much, it looked like he came there to get a job, not just came there to show up for an interview. So I would go with number 3, George.